Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome back to Bitcoin update today. So some serious stuff here. We have to get back on track and check where we are at the moment with cryptocurrency. It's been a while. I haven't talked about the future. I haven't talked about the higher time frames and in-depth analysis that like I used to do some couple of months ago. So I want to talk about Bitcoin and what exactly Bitcoin is about to do. And before that, I had to open up, total. It's been a long time I haven't visited the total market cap and try to check what is going on. So there is one trend line in particular that really interested me, and I wanted to show you this. And that is the trend line right over here. This trend line that is actually building up is a very, very immense, strong trend line. I may actually put it that way. So it started off back in 2017. So you have 2017, and if we do zoom into the details, it has been evident that whenever you touch the trend line here, amazing buy. This was an amazing buy. This was coronavirus capitulation, but still an amazing buy. Another one was that I actually bought it here, and this is how I ended up entering in one of the lowest back in 2022 December. So thanks to this chart right over there, I was actually able, even on the private, able to tell my people that, you know what, I think it's an amazing time to buy for the long term. So we bought at 2022 December, the cheapest of the cheapest, the lowest of the lowest, and we're still holding until now, which actually leads me to the question, how long of a hold are we going to have, right? How much long are we have? Let's say you didn't even, if maybe you're not on the private, doesn't really matter, okay? If you're someone who is holding and you're expecting a lot of things, this is what I want to talk about exactly, because it's an interesting topic, that how long exactly do we really have to get in there? So question is, when is the right time to exit that bull run, and when is the right time to actually buy the bear market? So the bear market is visibly done, okay? This one has played out. The bear market for Bitcoin was back in 2022, and I don't see Bitcoin really coming down anymore, at least not anytime soon, okay? Now what is happening here, whatever is happening yesterday, and the $45,000 department where Bitcoin is about to get down to, that's not a very big deal, right? On the long term side of things, it's not a very big problem. It's nothing at all. On the short term, we're not talking about that. This particular triangle here has a squeeze coming up, right? You have a squeeze coming with the price compression is happening right there. This is known as a squeeze. You may say a squeeze because it is a squeeze, or a compression. Both are actually good. Now, number one is that if you do zoom in here, that actually proves that you have an amazing one more opportunity in September to get into Bitcoin. Probably think of it as a DCA, right? Dollar cost average. One more dollar cost average, maybe the only dollar cost average in 2024, because if you start to, like when you get down there and you take out the wick as well, and you probably touch 1.6 trillion, and that on the Bitcoin side is going to be like 45. I'm actually going to show you on the Bitcoin side in a while. So if you do touch the market cap down here, and then you start to go back and recover in October, November, December, right? You start to break above, to do some retest, and you break above here for good. You totally go up and you break above, and then you start a massive run. Then you could also be looking at the trend line, and this is where how long is going to be. So if I take this trend line, you have three touches, perfect three touches. So number one, number two, and number three. So that's actually a valid trend line to the upside. And if you do end up going up there, this is where I expect the prices to go. So how long are we holding? As long as it doesn't really come up and touch that particular price region, or at least this area, near that area, okay? Not even touch it, but maybe just come up here. I think it's just the selling zone. That's how long, right? There is no particular date, but usually August or September next year, from some various sources, that's where we're actually expecting Bitcoin, the bull run to end by next year in September. Exactly 12 months from now is when I really expect all of this thing to come to an end. So we do have 12 months, right? 12 months, we don't do anything. Bitcoin doesn't perform or nothing. I don't know. I'm scared. Okay, I'm gonna be scared because that's not exactly what I'm expecting. But in 2024, you're not performing. I think that's okay. You do it. It kind of make a little bit of a sense here. But in 2025, if you don't do that, that's going to be very questionable, right? And one more thing is that you do have the squeeze until probably 18 August or 2025. So what I'm trying to say here is up until 2025, okay, 2025, that's the maximum time you have the decision coming up between this move. So until August, you have a price squeeze coming up. And this price squeeze, basically what I'm trying to say here is, since you're wondering when is that massive run going to happen, so it should not be beyond August 2025. Ideally, it should actually be in the Q4 this year itself, okay, starting next month actually. So from next month, October, doesn't matter what is going to happen in September. I think it's going to be trashy in September. But in October, and then leading to November, where you have the US election, you have Donald Trump actually trying to be the first president to represent crypto on a global scale and make United States the first country, the first crypto country actually. I think that is definitely going to affect the market in a positive way, actually even leading to that start of the bull run. I don't think if there's any perfect time than that, where you have the whole biggest country in the world actually adopting crypto and pushing Bitcoin as well. So that actually means that's when we're actually going to get the run happening. So we are very close, people. Very, very, very close. Just get over with probably this month. And if we go into Bitcoin now, and I do open up the Bitcoin chart, here it is. So that little bit of a gap that we kind of saw, and I think maybe the trend line is okay, this is a little bit different for Bitcoin. Never mind. I actually wanted to say something here, but let's just go. Now, there's something that really influences Bitcoin in a very important way, and that is SPY. So you do have, SPY right over here. Now, these are one of the biggest assets in stock, right, which actually affects Bitcoin. Consider that when Bitcoin move, altcoin actually, trembles as well. So Bitcoin is controlling altcoin. So who control Bitcoin? SPY. Okay. Now SPY is something that if it falls, Bitcoin falls, and then Bitcoin falls, and then the altcoin falls, memecoin falls, shitcoin falls. That's how the chain and the water flow goes, right? Now, the thing is, I've actually talked about this one before, back even in 2022, that yes, we're having an incredible support and resistance. And when you started breaking down, then I was actually very, very negative on crypto. Definitely negative. And then you started another move to the upside. You came down, you broke the downtrend. We talked about this as well a long time ago. And then you started to go up, come down, go up, come down, go up like this. Now, eventually, we may just see SPY try to come down just a little bit one more time and touch the trend line. So we could actually see from a price from 540 to 504. Now, this is going to be nearly a drop of 7%. Now, you may think 7% is not a big deal, but 7% is a big deal for altcoins, right? So 7% of SPY can actually be 24, 25% for Bitcoin, starting from anywhere near 20, and then 40 to 60% for altcoins, right? So this 7% is really, really heavy for altcoins, right? Let alone Bitcoin. For altcoins, it's really, really heavy. Its 1% is also really heavy, right? Now, when you do come down here, that's the trend line, right? Hopefully, we touch the trend line and we go back up. So the bottom is actually very close, and that shows on SPY. And then when we go to the Bitcoin department of it, we can actually say that here it is. And yesterday we started dropping down. We actually touched $52,500. And today's Saturday, so Saturday is not a very amazing day. Weekends especially are meant for dumps. So if we later on after this video, you're done watching the video, we start to go down again, I won't be surprised, right? Even I'm expecting that we might actually go a little bit more lower as well. So you do go down a little bit more, touch this $45,000, and very, very, very quickly touch it and then go back up, right? that's when we have the 2024 bottom. That's my personal opinion. And one more thing is that, as I said back in some few videos ago of Bitcoin, is that when you do that, right, when you go down to $45,000, today is like 7th of September. So we have 23 days, of course, to close September. Now, what happens is maybe come down here until 14th of September. Okay, spend even 5 more days right at this price. So that is actually going to lead you until 20th of September. You're still down at 45. And then from 20th of September, you start to go back up again. In the last days of September, last 10 days of September, you go back up, and at least you make it all the way back up to $58,000, 58K, which is possible. From 45 to 58 is a very possible number. And that is going to be yet another monthly closing above this trend line. So that's the thing, that's the idea. You buy down there, you let it go back up here, and you enjoy the Q4, which is October, November, December. So that's all for the video, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Love is.